Oh, mamma mia, what's it with the stereotype? Hey, welcome to another 4K Ultra HD review. I'm your host, Billy Hoosh, and today we're going to talk about Cinema Paradiso. Now, this film came out in 1988 and it won the Best Foreign Picture Oscar. This movie is very special for anyone that loves movies. It's fully in Italian with subtitles, and this is my first Arrow 4K release. I will be getting another Arrow release shortly with the release of Dune, but this is my first 4K release from this boutique distribution company, and it's pretty good. The quality of it is really nice. It's very thought out, and the packaging is great as well. This is in Dolby Vision. It's got HDR10. They did a really good job on the transfer of the film. The movie itself, it comes with 2 discs, and I'm going to get right to it. We'll show it. You can see it's a very nice slip cover, very good quality. It's actually, the case itself is actually made of a thicker plastic material. And I like how both the discs, you can flip one little flap over and access both the discs. The first disc is 4K. Now, the first disc is the theatrical or international cut of the movie. And it's shorter. A lot of people arguably say it's better. I actually like this cut better. I think Roger Ebert may have wrote something stating that this is one of the first instances that the theatrical cut is better than the director's cut. The second disc is a Blu-ray disc, and that Blu-ray, it's not in 4K, but it contains the full director's cut, which is almost an extra hour long. And I'll explain the difference. It's mainly a big plot chunk that is in that extra hour. But first we'll go through the movie itself. So the movie follows the story of this child who lost his father from World War II. And I guess he finds a surrogate father, a mentor from the local projectionist at this theater in this very small Italian town. Now, the funny thing is that the projectionist, he has to edit all these Hollywood movies according to the town's priest, and he cuts out any sort of sexual or kissing scenes in the film. The boy, he's mischievous, he's very curious, he's a funny kid, and he builds a relationship and friendship with this film mentor because the kid loves movies. He loves movies. I guess it's escapism from growing up without a father and finding a father figure in this projectionist that takes him in. And there's an unfortunate event where eventually the cinema does burn down. There's a lot of hijinks of characters from inside this small town. It has a good sense of place in the film. It's this great movie. And I forgot to mention that the movie does start with a flashback. It first starts with the main character. He's an adult and he's an established director in Rome. And so he gets a call that he needs to go back to town because his mentor passed away. So it is a sad movie. It's a funeral of his friend. So the whole movie is a flashback of his childhood. Now, when he's a child, there was an unfortunate event where the cinema catches on fire and he manages to save his mentor, the projectionist, from the movie theater. Unfortunately, the projectionist is blinded by the incident. So he's a man that loves movies, and his job is projecting films, and he loses his sight. So that's a very sad thing. But in this situation, the boy then takes over the job as the projectionist and spends more time with him and whatnot, and goes through his life as he grows older. So back to why there is two different cuts. So in the theatrical cut, there's a bit of a love fling that the young protagonist has with one of the affluent members of the city's daughter, and she ends up moving away. And at the end of the film of the director's cut, he ends up linking up with her when they're adults. She's married, they have an affair, and then she ends up telling him that the projectionist told her not to pursue him. And he gets kind of, I don't know, it then makes the protagonist, that father figure, as this like beyond tough love, kind of like a asshole kind of thing, which is, I'm kind of happy that they cut it out. And it's just too long. And you know me, I don't like films that are 3 hours in length. So this is a case where I very much happy with the theatrical cut, and I'm glad that was the one that was on 4K. But going back to the story, so he befriends this projectionist, and the projectionist, in the end, he just wants the child to move to the bigger city and don't go for the mistakes he has done. So saying that he's obsessed with films as a passion, but then he only became a projectionist, and he's all caught up in nostalgia, stayed in the small town, and didn't move to the bigger city. And that's a story a lot of people can take to heart. I can myself take that story to heart. A lot of people that are film buffs and collect these older films, I mean, we're all trapped in nostalgia, and we're trying to get that feeling again of that time in our lives that we had that sort of happiness or discovery of these experiences. So it was very much full circle of a film, and it's beautiful. You laugh, you cry, maybe you'll learn something about yourself. All I can say is this is an excellent release of this film, and definitely integral piece of anyone's collection if you like these art house foreign films. As for the quality of the 4K restoration, I was really seeing details I've never saw before in this film. One part I can say is near the end, when the protagonist walks into the now abandoned Cinema Paradiso, you can see some dick graffiti on the wall. Another thing important about this film was it winning the Oscar in 1988 revitalized Italian cinema. And Giuseppe Tornatore was very much applauded for bringing it back home, because there was a lot of classic neo-realistic films that Italia was known for, especially after World War II. So this film was very much important to the Italian identity, one could say. So I give this movie a 9 out of 10. Arrow did a really great job. I like the packaging of this thing. It's a very solid. It just feels quality compared to some of the Hollywood Blu-ray discs that I have. And I am looking forward to my copy of Dune. So stay tuned. So that's my review of Cinema Paradiso. If you like what you see, please feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when there's a next review on a 4K release. Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite foreign film? Anyways, have a great one. I appreciate you.